Welcome to the new club and this joint PEFC UK, PEFC Ireland Stakeholder Day on homegrown timber, expanding market choices. Firstly, thank you all for coming. There's many people here who I haven't met. I look forward to meeting you in the course of the day. The number of you here I've met through auditing you and being part of the Yoko's working group for the last 9 months, so I'm relatively relieved that you'll have to be in the same room as me, so that's good. So I promise this to be hopefully an informative, insightful and an enjoyable day for you. Just a little bit of background. Day's it's joint hosted by myself and William Merivale, my counterpart, National Secretary of the PEFC in Ireland. My name is Kirkby. I'm Executive Director and National Secretary for the PEFC UK. Been in the role for 9 months, following Alan Hopkins' retirement in the middle of last year after 13 years in place. My background into the role is with chain of custody auditing. I was a forester by degree, and then for the previous 10 years before I joined the PEFC was an FSC and PEFC chain of custody auditing. So that was my into the role. Okay, so the aim for the day really is really for you to be able to have an understanding of the current extent and the potential growth of PEFC certification in the UK and Ireland. Really important one a minute, EDR requirements, something we've been asked a lot about. EDR, how it's going to affect the UK and PEFC's approach to the alignment. Also, hopefully establish that at PEFC we have a commitment to support the homegrown timber industry, which is really important. For those who aren't involved in PEFC chain of custody minute, it will hopefully give you a better understanding of PEFC chain of custody requirements and also an insight into the benefits of PEFC certification. So, firstly, what is PEFC? I realise we may have some people in the room who know a lot about PEFC because they're involved in the whole certification, others may not. So this is really just a quick run through of what PEFC is, what it does, what we aim to achieve. So PEFC is the world's leading forest certification system based on an area of certified forest. It's an international not-for-profit NGO that's based in Geneva, established in 1999. Main aim, promoting sustainable forest management through independent third-party certification and also setting standards for sustainable forest management and chain of custody. Specific focus on enabling smallholders to obtain certification. Obviously, the PEFC logo is the brand that enables businesses, end users to identify when they're sourcing timber it's coming from responsibly managed forests. PEFC governance at international level, we have the PEFC membership. We've got 55 national members, of which PEFC UK and PEFC Ireland are our respective members. We have 33 international stakeholder members, the PEFC Board of Directors and the PEFC Secretariat. So we've got Rob Shaw, Simon Flynn here today from PEFC International, and they're overall responsible for looking after the scheme at a global level. In the UK, PEFC UK was established in 2000. We're based in Sheffield. We have 4 staff, myself. We have Tracy Reeve, our operations manager, who's based in Sheffield at the office. We have Sarah Gascoigne, operations assistant at the back there, who's here today. And we have Laura Llewellyn, who's our marketing manager, who's based in Rugby. Laura recently joined us and replaced Hilary Kwan, who was our marketing and communications manager for 18 years. So a bit of transition for us at the minute, with myself new to role and Laura, but some really exciting opportunities. We report into a non-executive board. Currently on the board we have 9 representatives. We have Charlotte Hale from Seven Oaks Modular, David, who you know from James Jones, Ewan Brown from B&Q, Maggie Fitzherbert, who's in the room from Soil Association, Elizabeth Pivoteau Bowley from Pivoteau Bois, Simon Hart from Phase, who's in the room as well today, Steve Cook from Wilmot Dixon, Ross Bradshaw from SB Europe, who's the current chair, and Patrick Guest from National Timber Group. So basically just a quick overview of how the certification works. 2 parts to it: sustainable forest management certification that then leads into chain of custody certification. Sustainable forest management gives assurance of that responsible management, sustainable management of forests, and a maintain and enhancement value as well. Chain of custody assures legality, ensures responsible sourcing, ensures traceability through the supply chain, so that end users have the assurance that they're buying timber products from well-managed, responsibly managed and sustainably managed forests. Just indication here of the scope of the scheme. There's about 280 million hectares certified globally. It was up to about 330 until the war in Ukraine, at which time Russia and Belarus were suspended from the scheme. So a good spread of certification through Asia, North America and Europe. In terms of standard developments, national forest management standards, the way PEFC works is a very bottom-up approach to the developing standards. So it's a national standard that's developed within country that's then assessed against the sustainable forest management benchmarks that are set by international. So in the UK, we have the UK Woodland Assurance Standard, which is developed by the working group steering group here, and then is submitted to PEFC International for assessment against the sustainable forest management benchmarks. If everything's okay, it gets approved for 5 years. If not, then there's a bit of work that we need to do in working with the standards here. Smiling away there, Peter. Current status, so it's the UK FM standard. So UCWAS, it's the UK FM standard that's endorsed by PEFC International. It's the only national standard that's endorsed by both FSC and PEFC, which I think has its advantages and disadvantages. I think the advantage being for the certificate holder, in that they have one standard to work with. Slight disadvantage is that schemes will have our different requirements, and trying to get them both into the standard and build that consensus within the working group can be tricky and can be slightly long-winded at times. We're currently coming towards the, I'm saying, final stages of a review of UCWAS, in producing UCWAS 5. Say final stages, Peter, would you agree? We've got Peter Wilson, the chairman of the UCWAS working group here today.
Sorry, what was the question?
You say we're close to being the final stages?
Well, I refuse to make any comment. We've been in the final stages for the last year. I think we're getting there.
Yes, we are. A draft of the document has been endorsed by PEFC International. There were a number of corrective actions that we're working on, and we're nearly there with it. UK forest management certificates, we've got 15 PEFC FM certificates, all of which are valid, covering 1.59 million hectares, which is about 50% of UK forest area. About 80% of commercial conifer stock is PEFC certified, and only about 60,000 hectares more is only certified to FSC. So in terms of volume, there's plenty of volume available for PEFC certification.
John, quick
Yes.
question. In terms of chain of custody,
Yep.
what percentage of the volume is being moved? Who's
Well,
out with that in terms of chain of custody? Most people have PEFC chain of custody, but not everybody.
No,
So
everybody.
that's not
I think in
80%.
terms of the production-wise, forestry management, what arrives at the sawmill,
Yeah.
we've got a good quantity of PEFC certified, almost equivalent quantity. However, if the sawmill doesn't have PEFC certificate, then we lose that volume. So we've got plenty of volume at the top of the supply chain, but we're just not getting it filtering through. We've got obviously some companies which have the PEFC and are passing it on, but this is part of today, is trying to hopefully build that momentum that more companies will move to either a dual certification or PEFC certification in its own right.
John,
Yes, great.
do you have a breakdown between the three unions, Scotland, England, Wales?
I don't off the top of my head, I'll be honest, Craig. I can get you it if you want. Obviously, it's skewed heavily towards Scotland, but I will.
I think I've got a slide in mind.
Yeah, so in Charlie's talk there may be something there. So if there's not, then we'll get those figures to you. Chain of custody, 3 standards for the chain of custody. PEFC standard 2002, which is the main chain of custody standard. PEFC standard 2001, which is the trademark rules for using trademark on products and promotionally. And then we've got PEFC standard 2003, which defines the certification body requirements. There is also an associated guidance document as well, which covers all 3 standards and gives technical guidance on how to implement the requirements, and also gives interpretations of requirements as well, which is a very, very useful document. In terms of chain of custody numbers, total 12,500 certificates, but actually covering with group schemes covers about 20,000 companies globally. The UK, just short of 900 certificates, which is 4th highest globally after France, Spain and Germany. So 898 certificates, 207 of those are multi-sites, 690 single certificates, and one producer group or group scheme with 168 members. UK sawmills, in terms of homegrown timber, BSW, James Jones, Pontrials hold PEFC certification and can produce PEFC certified homegrown timber. There's a lot that don't, who probably receive large quantities of PEFC but don't pass it on down the supply chain. I think the same's probably in Ireland as well. And that's part of the work we're trying to do, is trying to unlock that supply chain and hopefully provide a convincing argument to sawmills of why they would like to take on PEFC certification and the benefits that it would give them. Key objectives for PEFC UK, obviously maintain and grow market access for PEFC certified companies, maintain equivalence with FSC in the public and private sector, raise awareness of the scheme and grow demand for PEFC chain of custody and PEFC certified products. Key target audiences, looking at the construction side of things, architects, designers, specifiers, all people that we're targeted to try and change the perceptions that have long been perhaps an FSC only purchasing policy. And we have success in that. A lot of the issues that we have is companies will have an FSC only procurement policy that's been there for 15, 20 years and don't really know why it's there. So actually when we go and speak to them, the penny drops and they actually change it. So it's getting out there, speaking to people and having that engagement. Retailers and brand owners, making sure that they have inclusive policies so that they are open to procuring PEFC certified materials, and also working with our members to provide them as much benefit as possible for being certified under the scheme. Construction outreach, we have a number of strategies which are there. Obviously CPD is a full big thing, which you'll see one of those shortly. Partnerships with companies, sponsorship of events, structural timber awards, best education project that we've sponsored for a number of years for the structural timber awards. Case studies featuring interesting construction projects where PEFC certified timber has been used and trying to raise that awareness of the product. Trade press articles, we've got Gary Ramsey here today. Gary, pop your hand up. Gary, who writes a lot of our articles for us and gets us good coverage. Also social media outreach as well. Construction CPDs, we have 5 approved CPDs, which we run a number of sessions annually. We've just added, say, the homegrown timber sourcing onto there. Very popular. We've had over 2,000 people attend these CPDs. It's something that we keep developing, keep looking to evolve. Trade press coverage. You see here, this is an article that we put in the Construction Management magazine in the March edition, just as a really forerunner before the launch of the homegrown timber CPD. Informative article, hopefully changes some ideas to engineers, specifiers who are looking to use timber. Retail and brand outreach, obviously delivering training to procurement professionals within the organisations and trying to ensure inclusive policies. We do operate a promotional licence scheme where companies who buy finished products and sell can sign a trademark licence and promote PEFC certified products. Robert Dice has just signed one, Halfords have just signed one, with discussions with Clark's, Berry Group, so some big names. And also visibility of trying to ensure we get visibility of PEFC certified products, getting that brand recognition, getting that the use of the label on products where we can. And actually negotiating directly with companies to try and get them to use the logo on the product. And hopefully an approach where using the logo isn't seen as a barrier. Training, provide training to members. This was a transition 2020 standard transition workshop that we ran for the members. So we're trying to support the members as much as possible for them to maintain their compliance. Field trips, we generally run an annual field trip. This one was done at Lockerbie last year with the assistance of Scottish Woodlands and James Jones, very popular days. Again, invitee list there, just trying to spread the word, spread the education about sustainable forest management. Stakeholder engagement, events like today, this one from last year with Alan in London, really important to what we do. Again, case studies. This is one from Clifford Tower that used PEFC certified Douglas fir. Quite an iconic building. Great to showcase the use of PEFC certified products. Promotional materials as well. We produce a range of promotional materials that help to support the members and help them promote the message that they want to give. And digital communication there, using Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, or X I should call it, Instagram, really to promote the events that we have and to promote the certification. So yeah, that's a snapshot of PEFC UK. I'll hand over to William, who will go through the same with Ireland, and over to you.
Thanks.